The federal government pulls the plug on some Cyber Monday sites, cracking down on counterfeit goods. The story tonight on KPBS Evening Edition. We'll also show you the dedication of a South Bay park in memory of two young boys who were murdered. And drug violence nearly killed Tijuana's music scene. We'll talk to some artists working to bring it back. KPBS Evening Edition starts now.
KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Irwin Jacobs and by
Hello, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dwayne Brown. Homeland Security investigators have pulled the plug on a San Diego County internet retailer. It was targeted with scores of others for allegedly selling counterfeit merchandise online. The operators of Stacks on Decks are accused of selling phony Nike shoes at its store in El Cajon, as well as its website. The Cyber Monday crackdown included more than 130 other internet retailers. Border Patrol agents discovered another abandoned panga boat in Ocean Beach. No drugs were found on board early Sunday morning, but the boat is suspected of carrying illegal immigrants. The company hired to tow it away has seen more than 100 abandoned boats in recent years.
There were enough jerry cans from Mexico that it obviously came up from Mexico. Usually boats that end up here from Mexico have either contraband or illegal immigrants, one or the other. But in the last 9 years with this company, we've pulled probably well over 150 boats off the beach up and down between here and L.A.
Panga boats are primarily used for fishing, but as we heard, smugglers have been using them to transport people as well as drugs. Border agents also seized nearly a ton of marijuana at another county beach. They arrested two men sitting in their trucks at Dog Beach in Del Mar Sunday. UT San Diego says agents recovered several bales of pot sitting in one of the trucks. They say the men were apparently waiting for someone to pick it up. Earlier this year, we brought you the story of two mothers working to get a park built in the memory of their murdered sons. Today, nearly 20 years later, a park was dedicated in Imperial Beach. The story from KPBS video journalist Nick McVicker.
On Monday, March 29, 1993, two boys' bodies were found near the Otay riverbed. Melina Sellers Phillips was at home when she received the terrible news.
I heard my family in the living room. Well, in the family room, they just started screaming. And so I assumed the police must have come. And then my husband at the time, he came into the bedroom and he told me, you know, somebody killed our baby, they killed our baby.
9-year-old Jonathan Sellers and 13-year-old Charlie Keever were out riding their bikes on the day they disappeared. 2 days later, they were found molested and murdered. 8 years later, DNA linked the murders to Scott Erskine, already serving time for a rape committed 6 months after Charlie and Jonathan's murder.
When they tried to tell me what had happened, you know, I remember asking, are you sure they were murdered? Because I couldn't imagine anybody doing something, killing children. I just couldn't imagine that.
After Erskine was convicted, Maria Keever and Melina Sellers Phillips wanted to continue on their son's memories.
3, 2, 1.
Today, the Jonathan Sellers and Charlie Keever Outdoor Education Center was formally opened. The park has telescopes for viewing wildlife, plaques for learning about vegetation, and a large Nautilus shell memorial for Jonathan and Charlie.
That's why this moment is so special, because this is something positive. You know, I want my kids that are now young adults, when they think about their brother, I want them to think about this. I want them to think about the park. I want them to think about a place that people can go, kids can go and learn. They can go and ride their bikes and see something beautiful and know that life is wonderful.
KPBS video journalist Nick McVicker, the man convicted of killing Jonathan and Charlie, remains on death row. One of the decisions voters made on Election Day was to modify California's 3 strikes law, and one of the first prisoners to be released is from San Diego. Allison St. John is in for Peggy Pico tonight with a look at how this change will work.
Many of the prisoners who are eligible for release now that 3 strikes has been modified have been incarcerated for more than a decade. When voters passed Proposition 36 this month, that did not automatically release anyone, but it does mean some offenders can have their case reviewed rather than spending the rest of their lives in prison. One of those prisoners is Kenneth Corley. Joining me is Kenneth Corley's attorney, Justin Brooks, who is also a professor with the California Western School of Law. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So first of all, tell us why it was that Kenneth Corley was sentenced to 25 years to life.
Well, Kenneth had one of those sad cases. He was a guy who had a drug addiction, and he stole things to pay for drugs, and he ended up getting a third strike for possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia, and got sentenced to 25 years to life.
How long has he been in prison so far?
He's a 61-year-old guy now, and he's been in prison for 16 years.
So how long have you been working on his case?
Well, that's the interesting thing about this, is I've been working on this case long before Prop 36 passed. And in fact, Bonnie Dumanis, our district attorney, identified Kenneth as one of those cases that she was willing to look at and consider stipulating to having him released. So we've been, over the past year, working together to come up with a good legal theory to get him out and get him resentenced.
What was it about his case that made him viable?
Well, really the fact that he was sentenced ultimately on a third strike that I believe the district attorney's office now would not have treated as a third strike case, and the fact that over 16 years he's been in prison, he's got his GED, he hasn't gotten any trouble, he's had no write-ups. So he really was the kind of inmate you look at and say, you know, is it really worth it for us just as taxpayers to spend money to keep him in prison for the rest of his life? If it's a guy who's dealt with his drug addictions, that can deal with his criminality. So it made no sense to keep him in prison for the rest of his life.
So was it true to say that our district attorney, Bonnie Dumanis, was already thinking about the possibility of three strikes being modified and preparing for it?
Well, I would actually give her more credit than that regardless of what was going to happen with three strikes law, she wanted to look back at some old cases and identify cases where you had nonviolent offenders who weren't a danger to the community, who shouldn't be locked up for the rest of their lives. And she identified two cases, Kenneth Corley and Sergio Ayala. The hearing for Sergio is going to be this Thursday. And she said, these are the kind of cases I'd be willing to take a look at and work with you on.
Which is one of the reasons that San Diego has a couple of the very first prisoners to be released. Were you surprised that the DA did not take a stand on Proposition 36 before the election?
Yeah, I hadn't really been focusing on that. It's interesting, but we had certainly been working together on these cases. So I know, in principle, I know the district attorney agreed with the principle that people shouldn't be in prison for the rest of their lives for nonviolent, non-serious offenses if they weren't a danger to the community. Now, the interesting thing about this law is it's not that clear-cut that the thousands of people who have nonviolent, non-serious third strikes are going to get out. That's going to be on a case-by-case determination.
And it depends on the county from where they come, right, also, as to whether their chances are good of getting out or not.
Well, I can tell you from, litigating in counties throughout California, there's varying levels of cooperation between district attorneys' offices and criminal defense attorneys. And I think in a lot of counties, they are going to vigorously fight these cases. This is the kind of proposition that created sort of strange bedfellows. You had Grover Norquist, the fiscal conservative, shouldn't raise any taxes guy, in favor of it because we're spending a lot of money keeping these guys in prison for the rest of their lives. And then you had, progressives who have always thought the three strikes law was overly harsh. Politics are going to play out going forward as well as to different judges, how they're going to view future criminality, dangerousness, how they're going to look at their priors. So it's not clear-cut.
But how do you prepare somebody who's been in prison for 16 years to reintegrate back into the community? And do we have the resources to do that successfully?
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why our case was heard so quickly, was because that's what we've been doing for the past several months. The district attorney wanted a plan for release that was going to give the maximum chance of success. And so Kenneth Corley this week is going to come back to San Diego. He's going to go to a halfway house. We've set that up for him. He's got a job. He's got family support. The reintegration isn't necessarily going to be easy. I mean, it's going to be wonderful for him and his family, but as director of the California Innocence Project, I've walked a number of people out of prison after years and years of being incarcerated, and the reintegration is tough.
The start of a new life.
It is, and it's it's just things like technology. They haven't seen the internet.
Everything will have changed for them.
Everything
yes.
has changed.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for filling us in, Justin Brooks.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
San Diego City Council has voted to renew a tourism marketing district for the city. It allows hoteliers to increase room taxes and use the money for marketing purposes. The renewal would keep the tax in place for 40 more years. Congress is back in session, and negotiations to avoid the so-called fiscal cliff top the agenda. Congress and the president have until the end of the year to avoid tax increases and automatic spending cuts. The cuts could cost San Diego more than $1 billion in defense spending. Food and Drug Administration has halted operations of the country's largest organic peanut butter processor after agents found salmonella contamination all over Sunland Incorporated's plant in New Mexico. The inspection came after 41 people in 20 states got sick after eating the peanut butter. The plant had been closed since September. Sunland officials had hoped to reopen by tomorrow. The peanut butter was distributed to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Target, among other stores. This is the first time the FDA has barred a food company from production without having to go to court. It acted under a food safety law passed last year. Tomorrow, Carlsbad City Council is set to consider a 30-year contract to buy water from a desalination plant currently under construction. When it's finished, the Poseidon Resources plant will be the largest in North America. The deal would give Carlsbad a water source to supplement what the city imports from the Colorado River. Customers would see their water bills go up by about $7 a month. The Navy says it will shut down its long-running military dolphin program at Point Loma. The Navy started using dolphins back in the 1960s, training them to detect underwater mines and keep enemy swimmers away from ships. Now, the Navy is developing high-tech methods, and dolphins aren't needed. The program will be shut down within 5 years. The dolphins will stay in the Navy's care. Supreme Court is expected to decide this week whether to review the Defense of Marriage Act. Allison St. John speaks with two members of the gay and lesbian community about how they're becoming an increasingly powerful political force.
Attitudes to gay and lesbian rights are shifting, perhaps faster than some politicians are prepared for. We're witnessing events at the national, state, and local levels that could mean major victories for the gay and lesbian community in the coming year, and serve notice to politicians that it's dangerous to ignore the issues. Joining us to explore the changing political dynamic are Stamp Corbin, who is publisher of San Diego LGBT Weekly, and also community activist Nicole Marie Ramirez, who is also a city commissioner. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
So the U.S. Supreme Court is scheduled to consider this week if it will review the Defense of Marriage Act, and it could also consider a ruling related to California's Prop 8. So let me just start with you, Stamp. What do you think has changed since Californians voted for Prop 8?
Well, I think that fundamentally over the last 4 years, American attitudes towards the LGBT community, that's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, have fundamentally changed. And with the election a couple of weeks ago, we saw 4 states affirm LGBT equality, and in particular marriage equality. And that is a fundamental change from when we voted just 4 years ago. And unfortunately, Californians did not affirm marriage equality.
So, Nicole, has the LGBT community done much in the last 4 years to change public opinion here in California?
Absolutely. Harvey Milk said in the 1970s, the biggest thing you can do is come out of your closet. You now have Americans who know that neighbors that have co-workers, family members that are now coming out openly gay and lesbian. So the more that gay Americans come out and the more that they find out their neighbors are gay, the changes. everyone changes. Once you know a gay and lesbian, you think we're no different than anyone else. We take out our garbage the same way, and we paint our houses and mow the lawn the same way. And also, it's important to note that the Catholic Church, American Catholics have overwhelmingly in every poll supported gay marriage. So the attitude towards gay marriage as a civil rights issue has become to be more acceptable and understanding of the United States and the United States.
And really politically things are shifting up in Sacramento too, aren't they? Now the Democrats have a supermajority. So Stamp, is there any particular priority you have that you would like to see them tackle?
Well, of course we have the bullying issue. Kids need to be safe in their schools. And children are coming out earlier and earlier, whether it be in middle school or high school or junior high, and they need to be protected from people who are going to try to bully them because of their sexual orientation.
So there's legislation that might affect that.
Well, yes, legislation has already been passed that affects that. But legislation that we've passed, we have significant Californians, in terms of LGBT issues, are probably one of the best states in the country. But the issue now is fighting against those who are trying to turn back the laws that have already been passed and ensuring that the laws are enacted that have been passed, whether it's teaching LGBT history in schools or it's preventing parents from being able to take their children to reparative therapy. And that is currently being challenged by those who think that kids should be taken to reparative therapy.
We're also very proud that the Assembly Speaker for the first time ever is John Perez, an openly gay Latino. The majority leaders from San Diego, Tony Atkins. But we also are concerned about issue. Our community is not a one-issue community. We're concerned about how this time the legislature helping the homeless, our veterans who are coming home. And so these are issues that are also concern us because we have military, the veterans that are also coming back from the war from our community. But I think veterans issues, homeless issues definitely should be focused on too.
So I just want to move to the local San Diego issue because it's so interesting in the last mayor's race that Carl DeMaio did not get the support in spite of being a gay man, and he would have been one of the first gay mayors in a large city in the U.S., but he did not get the support of your community. Why not?
Well, one of the things that the gay community, as Nicole just said, we're not one issue. Just because you're gay, that's sort of like saying, I voted for Barack Obama because he's black. That is not. It is your underlying policies that drive whether people support you or not. But more importantly is living authentically. And so, you can't, I'm African American whether I go before, above the 8, below the 8, in East County, at the coast, I'm always African American. And unfortunately, I think that authenticity was not displayed by Carl throughout the campaign. I think he displayed it at the end. I think he's a very bright guy.
And it's so interesting that, in fact, you may have supported the mayor, Jerry Sanders, because he stood up for, even though he wasn't gay. So at this point, your community is actually supporting people's policies, rather, whatever their sexual orientation.
Carl DeMaio had only been in our community 10 years. He did not know the barrio, the Latino districts. He did not know the African American district and the people of color district. He did not get to know the cultures and the people themselves. That being said, he lost the election, not only because of not being the gay vote, but he lost the Latino vote, the African American vote. You have to be a mayor for all of San Diego.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank you, Stamp Corbin, for joining us, and Nicole Murray Ramirez.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Ray Suarez. On the next NewsHour, Margaret Warner reports on the battles between Syrian rebels and the Kurdish militia near the border with Turkey. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
The Chargers' attempt to reach the postseason took a big hit Sunday with an overtime loss at home to the Baltimore Ravens 16-13. The Chargers have lost 6 of their last 7 games. San Diego is still in contention for a possible wild card spot, but analysts say that's as likely as keeping head coach Norv Turner next season. San Diego State will get to play in front of hometown fans in the Poinsettia Bowl. SDSU finished the regular season tied for first place in the Mountain West Conference. They'll face longtime football rival BYU at Qualcomm Stadium December 20th. It will be the second time in 3 years the Aztecs will play a bowl game at home. Tomorrow, San Diego City Council will consider a proposal to renovate the Civic Theater downtown. San Diego Theaters Incorporated has been leasing the facility. Now they want a 50-year lease so they can start fundraising for renovations. Those are expected to cost about $30 million. After years of drug violence in Tijuana, many tourists stopped visiting, but now a blossoming music scene is attracting fans from both sides of the border. From our Fronteras desk in Tijuana, Aaron Siegel reports.
By 2009, Tijuana was a shadow of its former self. Once known for bars and clubs, the city's nightlife had ground to a halt. Drug violence scared away tourists and kept most locals indoors.
When we started doing music, nobody was doing anything in the city. It was around the time that there was violence, so everything stopped, the parties died, everybody stopped coming in terms of tourism. And when we started doing this, we persevered.
Ruben Torres is a producer with the Tijuana trio Los Macuanos. He's worked hard to help grow the city's independent music scene.
For the 3 years that we've been doing this, we persevered and we're like, well, we're gonna do this. It doesn't matter that nobody cares. And now people start caring.
On any given evening in Tijuana, it's easy enough to find banda music or pumping clubs blasting pop. But certain new sounds, like Ruido Son, are unique to the city.
Tijuana is really Mexican. People maybe think it's not that Mexican because it's so bocho, but it's actually like I think it's kind of like the future of Mexico.
Events like the All My Friends Music Festival attracted hundreds of young people to Tijuana in mid-November. That included busloads of Americans from San Diego and Los Angeles. A showcase of more than 30 bands performed on 3 stages. The genres crossed boundaries, featuring dubstep, punk rock, jazz, cumbia, no wave, norteño, and more. Tijuana band Santos Balcones Durango played a rousing cover of the classic Lou Reed song, Take a Walk on the Wild Side. Meanwhile, on a second stage, Tijuana resident Marco Antonio Apodaca, known locally as DJ Yelram Selecta, mixed tribal guarachero, a robust electro blend heavily influenced by tropical cumbia, traditional Mexican folk songs, and a touch of dubstep. The ongoing Mexican project Norte Sonoro also came to Tijuana this fall. 6 international producers worked side by side with local musicians. Brooklyn resident Jace Clayton, known as DJ Rupture, is also a music journalist. He's written extensively about the modern Mexican music scene and also curated artists for this year's Norte Sonoro.
So the basic idea behind Norte Sonoro is to bring in a handful of international producers to come and work with local and regional acoustic musicians from Mexico.
Clayton says that getting an on-the-ground feel for local sound is key.
And so the idea is it's not just some easy sampling where you pulled off the internet, or some cheesy remix. The idea is really getting to have a feel for the social context that gave rise to these sounds that we're working with and trying to engage in that in a kind of responsible way as we're learning about the city, as we're meeting each other, musician to musician. It's a really interesting and fertile time for Mexican music. And actually that's one of the biggest things. It's especially in Tijuana, I think the reputation is of sort of a dangerous city. It's actually this crazy creative hotbed for different people doing really exciting new music and art.
This year, international artists from New York City, Brazil, Canada, and Venezuela spent time with Tijuana's own Los Macuanos.
Okay, so my name is Monica. I'm from Monterrey, and I'm part of Normal, which is a music and arts promoter from Monterrey. We look through music that sounds from the region. We have Movimiento Alterado, we have Corrido Sierreño, Banda Sinaloense, and some indigenous music that is very present in the region. So we just decided to choose traditional sounds, local sounds that are very important and that are very big in this area, not only in Tijuana, but in nearby areas like Ensenada, Mexicali.
At the end of the musical residency, Norte Sonoro artists collaborate and produce a brand new digital EP. It's available for download on that last borderless frontier, the internet, free to the public in Mexico, the United States, and beyond.
Fronteras reporter Aaron Siegel. Recapping tonight's top stories, Homeland Security investigators have pulled the plug on a San Diego County internet retailer. It was targeted with scores of others for allegedly selling counterfeit merchandise online. The operators of Stacks on Decks are accused of selling phony Nike shoes at its store in El Cajon and its website. The Cyber Monday crackdown included more than 130 other internet retailers. San Diego City Council has voted to renew a tourism marketing district for the city. It allows hoteliers to increase room taxes and use the extra money for marketing purposes. The renewal would keep the tax in place for 40 more years. And Congress is back in session, and negotiations to avoid the so-called fiscal cliff can get back underway. Congress and the President have until the end of the year to avoid tax increases and automatic spending cuts. The cuts could cost San Diego more than $1 billion in defense spending. In just a moment, the PBS NewsHour will have more on budget talks and avoiding the possible fiscal cliff. We'll hear from President's Chief Economic Advisor. And you can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. You have a great night.